Good afternoon and welcome to The Lyric Professors. I am Professor A and I'm joined as ever by Professor Dogger behind and below me, and on the other side of the world, Professor J. How are things on the other side of the world, Professor J?
Stormy weather today. Stormy weather. It's going to rain like a big old rainy thing. Not yet, but it's coming, my friend.
Right.
It's coming.
I think we're going to get a light to drizzle this afternoon.
Ooh. Ooh.
So anyway, this is episode 21 of our second season of The Lyric Professors.
Wow.
We're nowhere near finishing yet. So this is the gift that keeps on giving, I think you'll find. And this is one of our, we each pick a song, transitional shows. So the outgoing picker picks the first song and the incoming picker picks the second song. So we should be beginning with Break 'Em Off Some by Cypress Hill. Which is
could you please say that with some more
What's wrong with that?
Some more disdain. If you're going to add some more disdain to Break 'Em Off Some, please, Professor
It's
A.
not disdain. I like the song, I have to say. I'm just not entirely sure it's suitable for this kind of.
No, it's ridiculous. Whoever chose this is a fool.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, who was? Yes, that was probably Professor Cat or something. Yeah. So this is your choice, Professor Che.
It's my choice.
It's by Cypress Hill. Tell us something about.
What do you know about the Cypress Hill?
Cypress Hill. I know they're a hip hop group who have ventured into rock as well.
Oh yeah.
There's three of them, I think, at the moment. There have been other members. There might be more than members now, actually. I'm not sure. But, there's a Be Real, who does very high-pitched, squeaky Professor Dogger-like raps. And there's a Sen Dog, who isn't a dog, who does sort of deeper raps with a bit of shouting alongside them. And then there's DJ Muggs, who does the music. And has collaborated with all kinds of people, including one of my personal favourites, Greg Dooley. So, Professor Dogger is a big fan of Sen Dog, apparently.
Yes, of course. And you forgot about Eric Bobo.
He's still in the band, is he? Oh, right.
Yeah. So why are we talking about this band? I am a big fan of the NPR Tiny Desk show. Have you seen that?
I have. You've mentioned it before on here and described it. Yes.
So it's literally somebody's desk in the NPR office. I think it's been going for must be nearly 10 years now. And a group will just come in and kind of play acoustic-ish. You know, they don't get any more space than like a normal desk. They set up, so they have to play really stripped down sets. And, you know, they've had everybody's been in there. Even Taylor Swifty was there with just playing acoustic guitar. They've had Cranberries, U2, Radiohead, even to some Ben Folds, one of your favourites, Professor A, has been there just playing his old Joanna, his old piano.
Yeah, the only one I've seen is Olivia Rodrigo strumming a guitar and singing about vampires, which I thought was quite good, actually.
They did one of my recent favours, Hermanos Guitarros, like that, which is a
guitar men. Brothers.
Guitar men. Ecuadorian Swiss guitar players. No, it's really, really good. The channel is excellent. I think it's really, really well done. I really, really enjoy it. They normally play like 3 or 4 songs, and it's just nice to hear them in that environment. So recently, like a couple of months ago, they had Cypress Hill on, and I had not listened to Cypress the Hill in a long old time, and I know we've been talking for some time about who was going to be the first to get a rap song, well, a real 100% rap song, onto the channel, and
you won. Well done, sir.
And I won. So so Cypress Hill, Be Real, Sen Dog, DJ Muggs, Eric Bobo. They why are they important for some old dudes, right?
We weren't old when they came out with their first stuff.
That is very true. So their first, I mean, Black Sunday is is for me their ultimate album. It came out in 1993. I would say they are one of the most important rap groups in history.
Oh yeah, sure.
They have done a massive worldwide banger that you still hear, "Insane in the Brain."
Loco on Lococo, or whatever the Spanish version was called.
And of course, they are it was formed by two Cuban brothers. I believe they were born in Cuba, and their family emigrated to the States.
Yeah, that's your Sen Dog and Mellow Man Ace, who is no longer in the band.
And in fact, he left the band before they got big, and has his own solo career, and is very successful in his solo career. So they do have a whole version of pretty much most of that album in Spanish, which is really interesting. So yeah, so they have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They're undoubtedly one of the most important rap groups in history. After or during Cypress Hill, they have worked with, they formed Prophets of Rage with Rage Against the Machine. They've worked with Public Enemy. They've collaborated with Deftones, Rancid. They do Lollapalooza, and of course, the most important thing is they've been on
Saturday Night Live.
They've been on The Simpsons. So that is.
They're one of only 6 bands to be banned from Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah, they were banned
because DJ Muggs sparked up a blunt on live television.
A blunt? Oh, you're down with the logo, the lingo.
Well, that's what it was called when we were kids as well, in my opinion. But yeah, okay.
I've never used that one.
Oh, okay. Well. Oh, you see, you're northern. I'm not. Kind of.
Well, I wasn't born northern.
No, you weren't.
Anyway, and it was part of their show on the NPR Tiny Desk. They did say that they never, if they could look 30 years back and see that they were doing this type of show in front of these type of people, it was pretty wild for them. And our friend Be Real was running with the Naughty People when he was younger. He was part of LA's Notorious Bloods gang. He did get a ricochet of a bullet and did have a .22 bullet pierce his lung.
It's not a good day when that happens.
No, I think he was 17 when that happened. And yeah, the other thing was that they have been one of the most prominent voices in those early times to promote the legalization of marijuana.
Yes.
And again, that's part of their statement.
In California, which is where they're from. So.
Exactly, and that's one of the things they mentioned on this show. Their first group. Do you know what their first group was called when they formed?
It's called Devastating Vocal Excellence.
Well, it was DVX, which
that's what it stood for.
I think. I mean, that is a great. I mean, it's so 90s, so like late 80s and 90s. That name, isn't it? Can you imagine a more late 80s name?
Not really. No.
Okay. So, rather foolishly, I chose a song from this album, and I've chosen the song from this album. I've not gone for one of the popular ones. I've gone for the one that I like the most musically, that always gets me going. And it's a horrible choice. I'm not going to be able to read out more than half the lyrics, but I'm going to cherry pick the lyrics and avoid some of the more contentious stuff.
Don't forget, some of the words are extremely rude in Spanish as well. So don't cherry pick those because they're not rude in English.
I don't have any in Spanish.
Oh, go on then.
Okay, well, you point them out when I say
them. I can't say it, can I?
Okay, yeah. So Here we go. So I've chosen Break 'Em Off Some, which is the final track on Black Sunday.
On the original
1993.
release, it's been re-released with some other tracks. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The one that I have. That's one. Should we just dive into the words?
Let's.
see how we go. This one goes out to all you punk mofos out there. Yeah, eat a bowl of up fools. Do you want to get crazy? Coming at you in 93.
Yeah, I think that's a very bad thing to do, is date yourself within yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he's set the scene there, hasn't he?
He has. It's going out to all of the
punk
people. And I haven't got fools in my version of lyrics. I've got a rude word in Spanish.
Ah.
There you go.
Okay. I went to watch a kind of rap metal group last year that were called Loco Muerte.
Crazy Death.
Yeah, and they had this whole shtick about how they were from Mexico, and they were having this whole shtick through the song, and the singer was apologizing for not speaking our local language very well. And finally, it was all a joke. they were French, but they had some Spanish Mexican ancestry. Really, really great band. Loco Muerte. A good song called Barrio, which kind of means translate it as ghetto in Spanish. Okay, more words. Through the car swings, the firing pins go click when I duck behind the trash bin. Ran out of ammo now, no doubt. My gut is dry like a drought. So,
I've got crosswinds rather than whatever you said.
Through the crosswinds, the firing pins. Yeah, I would say it sounds more like that to me. So I got through the car swings, and I think that's kind of a drive-by thing. And the way when he was shot, it was in a kind of a drive-by thing, and he was in.
But so he's saying he's trying to shoot somebody, but his firing pin's going click because he's Ramo.
I kind of thought it was that someone was trying to get him, and he was sort of ducked behind some bins.
But then he says, "My gat is dry." My
yes, well, so he's trying to fire back, but his gat.
So they're both out of ammo. That's very, very inconvenient for them, isn't it?
No, I think the other person has ammo, and it's only him who's gone dry.
Yeah, that's what I said first of all. I'm very confused now.
Okay, well, so he's been shot at. I think we've got that right. What does gat mean?
It's a gun, presumably, is a shortening of the Gatling gun, which is the first machine gun. Kind of thing.
Indeed. So it was a kind of rotating machine gun. Yeah. There we go. So next words. Got to make my way home, hit the gate and get my chrome. God damn this song. They got me cornered. Let me just warn you. I'll pull this trigger. Make your family mourn you. Boo-hoo! Where you gonna run to when I pull out the Scooby-Doo? Run, let me break you off some. What's that?
Yeah. So, I had It's On rather than this song. God damn, it's on.
Yeah, that does sound better. God damn, it's on. Yeah. So he's running home to get his chrome. So presumably he's refilling on ammunition because as we've established,
the chrome would normally be a gun, not ammunition.
Well, that's it. Gun or ammunition.
He's going to get his second piece, maybe.
Yes.
His side piece. No, that's something else. Yes, right.
And he's been cornered. He's stuck. He's telling people that he's not afraid of killing them with his gun. I like this. I like this bit when I like it. don't like the context of it, but I do like it. Them to sing it. I'll pull this trigger, make your family mourner. Boo hoo! I like the way he does that, and then the rhyming with the Scooby Doo. I think that is just.
I'd never before heard of a Scooby Doo being used as a gun.
Now then, what do you think Scooby Doo means in this instance?
Well, I've always thought of it as the
A.
Scooby snacks, as in fun-loving criminals, which are drugs of some type. I don't know.
So I'm glad you raised that point, because I also thought that it was related to some sort of a gun, but actually it's not. So
All right.
Cypress Hill do have a song called a Scooby Doo.
Oh, yes.
And can I give you a sort of a corporate interpretation of the meaning behind the song Scooby Doo? This is a thought-provoking track that delves into the complex emotions and experiences of the band members. The lyrics paint a vivid picture of their struggles, triumphs, and reflections on life. So basically, Scooby-Doo, in terms of this song, in terms of the Scooby-Doo song, is the notion of unmasking their true selves. So I think what he's doing when he's pulling out the Scooby-Doo, he's as he mentions in other songs on this album, what you're messing with, man, I'm gonna go crazy. You know, he's gonna he's not afraid of getting into a gunfight. He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna pull out his cartoon character. He's gonna metamorph.
He's in a dog.
He's in a dog, yeah. That's a dog. I must love that. So, and then they mentioned the title. What does it mean? What do you think it means? Let me break you off some.
I don't actually know. I mean, it then changes later to break them off something.
Yeah, it's. Would you like to know?
Oh, I'm dying to know.
What's the Urbane Dictionary says about?
Sure.
It's noted by the Urbane Dictionary that it's used commonly in Southern hip hop. And the translation is to stunt on someone and to make them feel jealous or bad because of how much you got. And the use of it in a phrase would be, I'm a break 'em off real bad.
Okay. So it's basically showing off about things you've got.
Yeah,
so it seems a sort of very idle little threat compared to the threat he's previously made about shooting them and making their family mourn him.
Yeah, because I don't see it as like that. Break him off some doesn't really.
It's just a badass thing to say, isn't it?
They are badass mofos, and as they've said in various interviews, you know, their paths, their lives could have gone down a very dark path, but they found music and their salvation. And I love this album, one of the greatest albums ever. So well done, Muggsy and Be Real.
It's decent. I like it.
Dogs. Okay. Where did we get? Oh, hang face. Hits the floor because it ain't no fun. But here they come. They must want to get done. No fronting, punk. I'll break you off something.
Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, basically.
Exactly. I'm going to ignore the next lyrics and jump.
You've got to do the bridge first.
How does the bridge begin?
1, 2, 3.
I'm not doing
You're
that.
You're not going to do that bit.
Okay.
No.
What's the F? Sorry?
I don't see the difference between something happening to someone of that ilk as opposed to happening to any other person. There you go.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's just maybe not glorifying any of this. What's the F I'm rolling in a Mack truck that's stolen? Guess what I'm holding? Ammo to bust my load. Still, I'm easing on down the yellow brick road. This bit, there's like this bit of a drop when he says, I'm easing on down the yellow brick road. Whip. I think that is my favorite bit of the whole song.
Very good bit.
So he's driving in a stolen truck. Ammo to bust his load. What does that mean?
I don't want to think about it.
I like this bit about him easing on down the yellow brick road. Is he with Dorothy? Is he in The Wizard of Oz? What do we think there?
I think he's smoking some weed.
So in The Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road was the path that led to the wizard, right?
The Emerald City.
Yes, follow the yellow brick road. So is he mentioning that because that's the place he's going, where all the big dogs are?
Maybe, but I think the way he's saying he's easing on down, it says he's smoking something which is mellowing his mood a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, yellow could be in reference to some other drug, such as heroin or something, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe. Don't know if they're really heroin guys, but who knows. Right, more words. What you know? He want to bring me down. I'll hit that corner. Let me just warn you. I'll bring your ass down. Make your family mourn ya. 21 gun salute. Trying to take my loot. Don't make me shoot. I'll hit my blunt and pass you at a load. And punk lets me break ya off something.
Let's pass you a lump, actually.
To a load. Yeah.
So it's basically the same as the first thing. He's going to, anyone who steps to him is going to get murked, as the kids might say.
I love that. I love that song. Is that Juicy J?
I don't know.
Get murked.
Something like that, yes.
Oh, that's an epic song.
What do you know about 21 gun salutes?
Isn't it sort of a military funeral?
I'm not sure, because there's different ones. There's 7 gun salutes, 14 gun salutes, and so I think it's probably someone of rank in the army would get 21 guns, I think, rather than the fire. New.
Maybe it's a Ed's thing. Yes, You Can Get Murked is by Juicy J from the Hustle Till I Die album. That's a banger.
Of course, yeah, he's we know who he's talking to, although you haven't revealed it, so yeah, it'll be a Feds thing. 21 guns.
Yes. Okay.
5-0.
More words. I got to roll with the self-control. In the green tank when the unfolds. Hold up, I got it sewn up. Me and my friends are about to blow up.
Good. So is he now driving a tank instead of a...
I don't know what he's driving. Well, the Mack truck was stolen, right?
Right, so now he's stolen a tank.
I think
or is he wearing a tank top?
Car. He could be wearing a tank top. So I never heard it as this, I got to roll with the self-control. I thought it was I got parole with the self-control.
Right. Both make sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's what I thought. I thought it was because he got into jail and then got out.
It's hard to tell. I mean, the clarity of the lyrics is not the thing; it's the sound of it, isn't it? Is what they get.
No, and it is amazing, that bit with the yellow brick road. It's just awesome. The change in velocity and everything. It's wonderful. And this comes into the next thing as well. Got the pigs on my tail. What they get is the hollow point shell. Caught in the sail. Serving my sentence. Got my apprentice in the hood. But the guy is senseless.
It's caught in the cell, as in prison cell.
Yes. So again, that comes back to the got parole with the self-control. Yeah. So I think that's where I sort of drew that. Hollow point shell. So that's the sort of ammunition that will pass through armored plating, I think. Is that how it works?
It's pretty much designed to do the maximum damage to human life.
Yes. So he did go to jail, and then he came out and back in the hood.
Back in the hood, back on the block.
In the barrio. Okay, more words. Now he does say out on parole. Now the has turned to my fold. Now the punk got to go. That punk got shady. Wouldn't repay me. Let the punk know you still can't fade me. Maybe the would stop, but nothing would stop me from having to break 'em off something.
I've got two issues with that.
Hmm.
First one is has turned to my foe, not my fold.
Ah, yes, you're correct.
And
That looks
where you said maybe the would stop, I've got fronting there. Maybe the fronting would stop, not a at all.
Oh, okay. And here he's saying nothing would stop me from having to break him off something. I mean, that's not saying that he's going to show off his wealth.
No,
That's saying he's going to pop the cap in his ass, as it were.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's confusing, all this lingo, isn't it,
It is.
Professor A?
We don't speak the same English they speak.
No, we do not. On to the next spot, kid. Break 'em off some. We ain't having it, y'all. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I'm about to break your ass off, summon. Come in from a whammo, break 'em off some.
Yeah, I take issue.
NC.
I take issue with his assertion that we know what he's talking about. Frankly, not having that. Yeah. Well, there you go. I'd be very interested in your definition of coming from a whammo.
What was your definition of coming
I
from
haven't
a
got
whammo?
one. Whammo sounds like a cleaning product to me.
It does sound like
Silly
the Digitech
bang or something.
whammy.
Yes.
The whammy. There we go. That's them. Their lyrics. Our first rap song, Professor Ray. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about it? I don't think I do.
Oh, that's great. I can do some numbers.
Some numbers are always good.
Yeah. Sting me, baby.
Oh, right here.
It is time for Professor J's word count.
Would Sir care to guess?
230 and 159.
230
and 159.
So
No, those are some
200
numbers you muttered earlier. I thought it might be the answer.
Oh, you cheat! No. So it's. I mean, it's more than I thought. Less than I thought. I thought with rap you'd have a lot more unique words, but it's 204. So double a Paramore, as we've learned. But
Yes.
388 in total. I'm quite surprised there was that much repetition.
Well,
So yeah, should we do a PAL score?
PAL score, obviously. Yes, that's something to do, isn't it? Yeah.
How are we doing this?
You like the Yellow Brick Road. You can have a point for that, I suppose. Half a point.
I like the Yellow Brick Road. I like the Boo-hoo, Scooby-Doo, Warn You, Mourn You.
Yeah.
I like these kind of I'm appreciative of the areas when they do these sort of almost within the same sentence rhymes.
Yes.
What the F I'm rolling in a Mack truck that's stolen, guess what I'm holding? Ammo to bust my load, I'm easing on down the Yellow Brick Road. I like the sort of the rhyming structure of that. And the fact that it's kind of a one-off, it's not repeated again.
Yeah. I think personally it should lose points for the theme, but that's just me.
I'll take a point off of the theme, that's okay.
So what are you thinking? I'm around 3-ish, I think.
Okay, 3 is good with me. I'm not going to fight a 3.
Okay, cool. 3 it is.
3. It's documented. Wow.
First rep.
There we go. Absolute banger of a tune. And this really shows DJ Mug's skill. So I think as much as, Be Real and Sendog have got really interesting rapping styles, and between them, they really play off each other. Well.
Contrast well.
On Muggsy, the way that he was able to put a beat together live, if you've seen him working live, it's pretty good to see. He could really get a beat out of anything, and this is, I just love this one.
Have a listen to Fat City by him and Greg Dooley.
Oh, well, I haven't really heard to any of his.
What do you mean? You've heard Greg Dooley. We did a whole episodes on the Twilight Zone.
Sorry, I meant I've not heard them together.
No, I think that's the only song. It was a DJ Mug solo album, and he collaborated with different people on every track, I think. But that track, Fat City, was first released on that, and then it was then later released on the Twilight Singers album. So.
Okay.
Anyway, that's very good, yes. So, shall we move on to our second song?
Absolutely. Is it more rap, Professor A?
Yes, this is exactly the same kind of thing. It's no, it's not. It's a quiet acoustic song, I'm afraid, by a band called Sun Kil Moon, which is
must be Korean then, right?
Well, it's named after a Korean boxer called Sung with a G Kil Moon. Yes, but it's basically one guy, Mark Kozelek. Have you heard of him before?
I'd never heard of him or this group or any of this before.
But you hadn't heard of his previous group, Red House Painters?
No, never heard of them.
They were quite big, and this is going back a long way. They were around a long time ago. I remember either Melody Maker or NME, one of them used to have two ongoing sort of comic strips kind of humour things. One was about Fields of the Nephilim and the omniscient overlord Carl, the singer, and his rubbish brother Nod, the drummer. So he ordered him round and made his life a misery. He's actually a very good drummer. And the other one was about Mark Kozelek from Red House Painters being the absolutely most miserable man in the world ever, and bringing people down with everything he said and played. I thought it was quite funny. I'm sure he didn't like it. In fact, it might have something to do with the fact that he's released several songs about hating England on his albums. So that might have something to do with that magazine.
He's from England?
No, he's from America. But he wrote a song called I Like Portugal and one called I Hate England or something. Which is,
but he plays with, what's his name? Vasco
da Gama.
Vasco Espinedra, who's Portuguese, right?
Right, I don't know. I haven't looked into that, to be honest.
Yeah. So one of his, I think he's a guitarist, Vasco, and he is in a Portuguese rock band called Blind Zero.
Oh, right. Okay.
Who won the 2003 MTV Europe Music Award for the best Portuguese act.
Wow. There might be brilliant, loads of brilliant bands from Portugal.
Sure.
There's a band called Portugal the Man, but they're American, aren't they?
I've never heard of them.
Oh, you should see them. Sort of 25-minute guitar solo jobs and things. Quite interesting.
So why is this guy calling his kind of? So it's him with some guests,
basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is he called it after this boxer?
Because boxing's his favourite sport. He's written several songs about boxing, including one about Boom Boom Mancini and the guy he killed in the ring, who I can't remember the name of. Duck Koo Kim, that's it. A topic which was also written about by Warren Zevon in his song
Ray Mancini.
Ray Boom Boom Mancini, yes. That's his nickname. And he's written on a song called Pancho Villa, which was about the Filipino boxer of that name. And he wrote something about the murder of Agapito Sanchez, another boxer.
Wow. Loves the boxing. So the song you've chosen is all about boxing, right?
No, it's not. This is a song and a sort of continuing theme of my choices. This is a song he based on some words he read in a John Connolly book. John Connolly being my favourite author, as I mentioned before, who also compiles soundtracks for his novels. I could have sworn that this song was actually on the soundtrack to one of those soundtracks, but I can't find any evidence of that when looking.
Right.
But definitely Mark Kozelek has stated that he based this on a passage in one of the John Connolly novels. Not the content of the song, just the name among the leaves. So 3 words could have been anywhere. But
Can I just ask a question, Mr. English, Dr. English, Professor English, before we start? Why is it among the leaves, not amongst the leaves?
I don't know.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I would say amongst is probably more archaic. They're both probably correct. I don't. I don't know. I'd have to look that up, to be honest. I mean, it's so long since I studied English. I can't expect me to remember my own language.
It just felt immediately incorrect to me. But
Well, maybe it's the American version.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, Connolly's Irish, but he writes about characters in America. So, yeah. So
He's Irish. Oh no, Connolly. Yes.
John Connolly. Right. So, shall we
do some lyrics?
Yeah, let's do some.
A pillow lays on cold cement, a blanket by a broken vent. She's there a while, and then she's gone.
Yes.
Kind of starts like a haiku.
Does a bit. You could read the rest of the verse because I'm not going to get into it.
Oh, sorry, I had a little pause on my words. I'm away for weeks, arrive at night. She hears my steps, turns off the light, and runs.
Yeah, so ostensibly this song is about someone who's away from home, a lot, presumably a touring musician, as that's what he is. And when he comes back, he's a homeless girl living in his house. Bit of a frogger with a PH. So,
what?
You know, frogging's when someone lives in your attic or whatever. And
I'm aware of the thing, but I'm not aware there was a special word for it.
It's called PHROG.
Right, where's that word? What's the etymology of that word?
I have no idea. Just sounds cool on podcast.
It does sound very cool. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
he's got a frogger.
He has, but as we find out, he's not overly worried about this situation.
Indeed. So why is there a pillow on cold cement?
Yeah, you think if she was going to be in his house, she'd use a bed. Yeah. So because he wanted something to rhyme with vent.
Yeah. Okay. Does rhyme well. Okay, more words. No mind at all, more space than I need. It's just me among the weeds, among the ghosts, among the leaves. That's a bit?
Yeah.
We've never met, but she's a girl. Romance paper books. The floor is covered in long blonde curls.
Yeah. Some of the commenters on this song I found online seem to think that it might actually be about a cat, because apparently he likes cats and he's always adopting stray cats. But
okay.
I haven't met a cat who reads romance paperbacks that often. So I'm thinking that's probably not correct.
Yeah.
And he actually says we've never met, but she's a girl. So not she's a cat.
Yeah.
So I would suggest it's a human. Yeah, so I guess where he's living is presumably sort of out in the back of beyond or whatever. It's just him among the weeds and among the ghosts among the leaves. The among the ghosts bit is very much a sort of reference to John Connolly. As I've mentioned, his books are very supernatural tinged. Yeah, and they've never met because she runs away when he comes back from his tours or whatever, and then moves back in when he leaves. So, and she's losing her hair.
Yeah. Frogging, apparently nobody really knows where it comes from. It's after frogs, people jumping around from place to place.
Well, I couldn't call it Frogger with an F because that was a computer game, arcade game.
Indeed. And an excellent episode of Seinfeld. You've seen that one?
I don't remember one. I don't remember the titles of Seinfeld episodes, sorry.
Well, so there's this whole thing where Jerry, not Jerry, mine's going, George, the cafe where they used to hang out when they were kids, George still has the top score on the Frogger machine there.
Oh, right.
And then they found out that Frogger machine, that cafe is closing down. And he wants to maintain this is the best thing he's ever done in his life, getting this high score on the Frogger machine. So he buys a Frogger machine and wants to take it home. Also lives with his parents, but we'll discuss that. But if it gets turned off, it's going to lose the high score. So he has this complicated thing where he has to keep it plugged in and get it across the street at the end. There's this whole build up, and then finally is doing the Frogger thing when he's trying to get across the road
Of course, yes.
like this,
Yeah.
and finally the machine gets run over by a truck.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
I haven't seen that one.
On afternoons, I walk the graves, the rusted cars, the mine shaft caves, see a girl sadly unkempt, child of neglect. Under moons,
Okay.
I pass the tombs, cross the highways, smell the fumes. See a girl frighteningly gaunt, somebody didn't want. How do I tell her I don't care if she sleeps downstairs?
Yeah. So basically, he's back from
Seen
touring.
her.
Yeah. He's walking the graveyards, the rusted cars, the mine shaft. So it's basically a rundown industrial area, I would say.
Yeah.
Or it could be, ancient mine shaft, mine addicts, where they're chopping out small amounts of something precious. So it doesn't have to be a mining centre.
Yeah.
And he sees this girl, and somehow he knows. I'm not sure how he knows, but it's the same girl that's sleeping in his house when he goes away. And he's walking at night too, and she's still out there. And he passes the tomb, so he's back in the graveyard again. Crosses the highways, smells the fumes. So if there's highways, I suppose it's not that small a place. But, yeah, pollution, bad thing. Don't like it. And sees this girl, and she's obviously frighteningly gaunt, which is yes, she's very hungry.
How old do you think she is?
Teenager, I'd have thought.
Like 13 or 19?
I don't know, but I mean, the fact, I think the line "somebody didn't want" is suggesting she should be under parental care still.
Yeah, that was my thinking.
Yes, and he's sort of like he knows that she does sleep in his basement or whatever it is with the broken vent. But should he approach her and tell her that he doesn't mind about that, or just let her get on with it? He doesn't want to scare her into having to live on the street rather than in his basement.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's those lines.
Okay. The next verse, is it 6 lines, 8 or 4? How many would you like me to read?
I'd say 5, but okay. Oh, 4. 4's good. 4's good. Yeah.
I see her on my errand runs, looking nervous like a young Mia Farrow, walking along the gas stops, window browsing pawn shops, guns, bows, and arrows.
Yeah. So again, he's going out shopping or whatever, and sees her still, and she's nervous and looks like a young Mia Farrow. What do you know about Mia Farrow?
So, actress Woody Allen.
Yes.
Don't want to discuss anymore. How about you?
Well, she was an actress, and she was involved with Woody Allen with a large age difference, I believe is the.
Well, it was more than that, right? She was the daughter of some of his. Wasn't he partly her guardian?
Oh, right.
Then thought the whole thing was that he was dating a mother.
Right, that could be true.
Isn't that the issue?
I don't know. I don't remember. But she's been in some pretty big movies, none of which appear in my notes because I completely missed this paragraph when I was doing my notes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I expect it's a reference to that, and he's wondering about whether he should, formally invite her to live in his basement or whatever, but then thinking he'll be judged as a Woody Allen if he does, maybe. I guess that's why the reference is there.
She was married to Andre Previn, Mia Farrow.
Preview?
Yeah, Andre Preview.
Yeah.
Andrew Preview.
Didn't know that. Right.
He has 14 children.
Blimey.
4 biological and 10 adopted. I think I've made up that whole thing.
Have you?
About Woody Allen, yeah.
I'm sure there was
something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to know.
No. Anyway, so she's walking along gas stops, which I presume is petrol stations, as we'd say, and window browsing in pawn shops. And I don't know if there's any relevance to the guns, bows, and arrows bit, other than that, that's what you find in pawn shops in America, or if she wants to shoot somebody, I don't know. But who knows?
Yes, indeed. Guns, bows. Are they going to be in the window? Guns, bows, and arrows.
In America, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get them in Walmart.
Yeah. True. Okay. Up on past the halfway house, past the signs 80 South, Buttercup and Carrows, drinking wild Irish rose, at the dead end down the road, sleeping with the sparrows.
Halfway house, obviously, somewhere where people are housed when they've been released on parole from prison until they can get themselves settled with a place and a job. Used to be a pub in the village I grew up called the Halfway House. I'm not sure why.
I also thought that a halfway house was sometimes people who come out of addiction therapy. What's the
Yeah,
word I'm looking for?
Could be that too.
Yeah.
But it's not really relevant. It's just something that's in this town.
Yeah,
She's walking past.
What's the 80 South, Buttercup and Carrows? What's a carrow?
Carrow's a type of plant, I believe. But these are just directions on the signs, presumably. So
yeah.
Street names or whatever. Yeah.
Carrow Road is, of course, where
Norwich.
Sea.
So it is. Drinking wild Irish rose. Well, that's I don't know whether that's her or him. I don't know.
I presumed it was.
And then, so where's she getting it from?
Was it like cheap whiskey? I imagine.
I assume so. Yes. Sleeping with the sparrows because there's nature around where she's sleeping when she's not sleeping in his basement.
Do you have a lot of sparrows near you?
More dunnocks, I think. But yeah, no, I don't have many close to me because I'm surrounded by cats on all sides, despite Dogger's best efforts.
Yeah. So I think in the UK they were really big when we were kids. Big.
Huge bastards, though.
And now there's less of them.
Apparently, the most common bird in the UK is the wren.
Really?
You just don't see them that often. So they hide in hedgerows and things. Certainly hear a lot of them with that Merlin app.
Well, that's it. So on my Merlin app, it's mainly sparrows.
Right. I have seen a sparrow on it. Last weekend, it claimed to find a tree creeper in the local woods, but I don't believe it.
Oh, we have lots of tree creepers here.
Yeah.
We have a big oak tree in the garden, and we often see them circling up the thing. And it did pull one on the app.
Oh, they're very cool. I like tree creepers, but I don't believe there is one in those woods. They're not common here at all. Oh well.
Did we say what carrow means?
I thought it was a plant, but I could be wrong.
Its etymology is from the Irish. I'm not going to be able to say this. Sirbach, and the Scottish Gaelic Sirbach, meaning the left hand. It means left. It's a noun for a strolling gamester in Ireland.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. So we've done the sparrows. When evening comes, I play guitar for the planets and the stars. I leave the porch light on like I do when I'm gone. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Basement's yours. Have a ball. There's always room for you there. Really, baby. I don't care.
Yeah. So when the evening comes, he gets out on his porch and plays his guitar. He famously plays a nylon stringed guitar.
Oh, what a dude!
Yeah, I know that is what he's playing on this song. And he plays for the planets and the stars, so that must be lovely. I love having stars over me, but you just don't get it here. I can't think of anywhere I can go to see any stars. There's so much light pollution around here.
What about where your relatives live?
Well, they've got security lights up since they got broken into. Yeah, it's difficult. I don't know. My neighbours have got security lights every 2 inches around their house, which really annoys me. But there you go. Anyway.
Yeah, there was a law that was brought in recently where you have to extinguish all lights between midnight and 5 o'clock, including streetlights.
Alright.
It's bad for nature.
That's good. Yeah. So anyway, he's playing for the Stars, and he leaves the porch light on, which is the same he does when he's out on tour. So basically, hoping that will encourage her to come in and sleep in the basement. He says
It's a nice song, isn't it?
it is. He says he doesn't care, if winter, spring, summer, fall, whether he's there or not. She can just sleep in the basement. But he doesn't actually tell her that. That's the thing, though. So.
I mean, I was wondering about that, if he could leave a bit of food out or
Yeah.
something.
Leave a
Put a new pillow down.
trail of M&Ms or something.
Yeah. I'm really uncomfortable about Farrow, using Mia Farrow, because that has connotations.
It does rhyme with arrows and carrows.
Exactly.
Sparrows,
Not that we know what sparrows are.
No.
Sparrows.
Yes.
It's good rhyming, this one.
Yeah.
How did you hear this song?
Well, I told
Ray?
you. Well, as I say, I thought it was on one of those soundtrack CDs that I've got, but I probably just saw it, noted somewhere that he'd based it on something from a John Connolly book, and thought I'd give it a listen.
Right.
It's yeah, I like it, and it's got a nice sort of viola solo towards the end, which is very nice. So
Yeah, it has. Is that a single viola? I thought it was more like an orchestra.
I don't know. I know it's viola though. So yeah, that's nice. What else have we got? The album was listed 41st on Stereo Gum's list of top 50 albums of 2012. There you go. For some reason, John Connolly, before he did his books, he was a journalist, and I guess he still keeps his hand in a bit of that, because he's interviewed Mark Kozelek for a webpage. And so John Connolly said, as I said earlier, in recent years, you've moved from the song-based structures of your early and mid-period albums to something much closer to a kind of prose poetry. It's a significant, quite dramatic transition in your work, and has also led to a marked increase in your productivity. Are the two things related, and what led you to these long-form narratives? And Mark Kozelek replies, it all started with the album Among the Leaves, which, as you know, is titled after 3 words that jumped out at me from one of your novels. That is the point when neighbourhood cats and bottled water from 7-Eleven made it into my songs. I think a lot of things come into play that triggered the change. My confidence as a writer, turning 40, running my own label, and embracing the inspiration that is around at all times. If a flight attendant's name tag catches my attention, a song can unravel from there. The main thing is to enjoy what you do, and I've never enjoyed songwriting as much as I do now. So, words we should probably take on board ourselves.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. And I guess that could be why people think he's talking about a cat, because he mentions neighbourhood cats. Right. So, some other people were also positing that he's hallucinating this girl, and she's not real. But I think they're just trying to make it more John Connolly-ish, to be honest. I think it's a really nice song.
It's a nice song.
I like it a lot. I haven't counted the words.
You haven't what?
Counted the words.
Oh, I have.
Of course you
about that. Do you want to take a guess?
Oh, let me have a look. 220 and 150. It's not that long, is it?
Impressive, Professor A. 159 and 230.
All right. Excellent. Yeah.
Quite a lot.
It doesn't look that long.
I mean, it's no high Ren, but it's still a lot of...
No, what is, really? Yeah. Yes, we're going to have to give...
3 pals score it.
Have to give High Ren a pal score at some point.
100, surely.
Maybe. Yes, let's do a pal score. I think it's great. But...
Hello, lays on cold. It's rhyming.
Rhymes well. Except the romance paper books, that doesn't rhyme with inner thing. It just stands out not rhyming. Tombs and fumes. Oh, cracking.
Curl and curls.
Gaunt and want.
Yes. Sparrow, arrows, carrows, sparrows.
Excellent, yeah. I wonder if sleeping with the sparrows is like sleeping with the fishes from The Godfather. I think it's great. I think it should be at least as good as Brick. I'll put it that way.
What did we give Brick? Can you
A
remember?
ridiculous 7, I believe.
Oh my god, ridiculous! It's ridiculous. How did Brick get 7?
Because you were desperate to give it a high score.
That's ridiculous.
After Jim White got
That's
9.
why it's an arbitrary. That's why
Exactly. It's how we feel.
Indeed.
Arbitrary.
That's prerogative, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's nice.
Exercising professorial prerogative is a good
All right, I'll give you a 7.
7. I mean, I know you're going to make High Ren the best of the series, and yours doesn't matter.
I mean, what's High Ren?
Well, it's 900 odd words. If you can't get a few good things in that. No, we haven't done it yet.
No. 510. Oh, that's 1,319 words.
If you can't get a few good images into that.
About the negative points, how many we take away? What we should do is we should go through and do some power score for some of our previous songs. How would you feel about that?
That'd be a good idea. We could do that next episode, couldn't we?
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that then, shall we?
Yes, we'll do that.
And
I think you also had some other thing you wanted to do.
Yes, the other thing I wanted to do, I'm going to surprise you with a song. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
There's a song that I like a lot. You will know this song. Most people know this song. I was at a music night recently and somebody played this song. You'll know this song. It's got really great lyrics, except for one line which grates me, and it feels like somebody's stabbing me in the eye. The rest of it's really good, and there's this stupid line. I want to throw that one at you.
Okay.
And a kind of good lyrics, bad lyrics song.
Excellent. We could do a whole new series.
Good lyrics, bad lyrics in the same song.
Yes, we're not very good at titling things, are we?
No, we sure are not.
Okay, well.
All right. Good choice.
So we will do that next time, and then we'll be moving on after that with a new artist who I'm not going to reveal. So there you go.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm Professor A, and for Professor Dogger, and that is Professor J. Thank you for joining us. Give us a like, give us a ringy bell, and a comment. A comment would be nice. We're dying for a comment.
We sure are.
Be rude. We don't care. Just want to know we're not dead and there's someone out there. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
See you soon. Farewell.
Bye-bye.